First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Whether you're joining to hear words of wisdom or you're seeking ways to better navigate the challenges in your life, I'm glad you've taken the time to invest in yourself. Today, I want to talk about something that affects all of us difficult people. We all have them in our lives, believe you me. Whether they're family, friends, coworkers, or even strangers, some are challenging in small ways, and others in ways that shake us to our core. And while we can't control the behavior of other people, we can always control how we respond. But how do we respond when dealing with these people who seem determined to make our lives harder? How do we handle the jerks, narcissists, toxic individuals, and the abusers we encounter along the way? All right, let's break it down. Number one, the jerk. Dealing with the blunt, unkind, and unaware. We've all come across people who seem to be rude for no reason. They make cutting remarks, ignore basic social niceties, or simply act like they don't care about anyone else's feelings. These are the jerks. The people who may not be malicious, but who make life unnecessarily difficult because they lack empathy or consideration for others. What should you do? Stay calm and composed. This will become a theme. It took me forever to finally understand this, but when faced with a jerk, the first thing to do is to not react in kind. It's easy to get defensive, but remember that their words or actions do not define your worth. Responding in anger or frustration will only escalate the situation. And I'm sure you want to escalate it, but just stick with me here. Set boundaries. A jerk may try to push your buttons, but it's important to assert yourself. Clearly and politely set the boundaries. Let them know what is acceptable and what is not. You could say something like, I don't appreciate being spoke to like that, and walk away if necessary, and walking away is necessary. Don't take it personally. That guy that cut you off isn't cutting you off because he hates you personally, for the most part at least. Most jerks have their own issues or insecurities. Their behavior is more about them than you. Keeping that in mind will let it roll off your back. What's the phrase that if you're giving a speech to a large crowd, to imagine they're all in their underwear? It's easier to deal with them when you feel bad for their crappy life. And number two, the narcissist, the self absorbed and entitled. Narcissists are a breed of difficult people who believe the world revolves around them. They're self centered, expect constant admiration, and lack the ability to empathize with others. Narcissists can be emotionally draining because no matter how much you give, it's never enough. Also, look into yourself to see if you have narcissistic tendencies because you'll be surprised. That's a story for another day. Their needs and desires come before everything else, including your own well being. So, what should you do? Well, recognize their behavior. A narcissist will try to manipulate situations to benefit themselves. They may gaslight you, that's a new word within the last decade, twist your words, or play the victim. Once you identify these behaviors, it becomes easier to protect yourself from their tactics. Avoid falling into their traps, as narcissists thrive on attention and validation. Don't feed into their need for constant praise or admiration. It's important to be aware of their attempts to pull you into their drama or make you feel guilty for not meeting their demands. Keep your boundaries strong. Establish clear boundaries. This is a common theme. And don't let them push you into compromising your values. For example, if a narcissist makes an unreasonable request, kindly but firmly say no. Do not let them guilt trip you into compliance. Limit your emotional investment. The more emotionally invested you are in a narcissist, the harder it will be to maintain your sense of self. Practice detaching emotionally from the behavior and remember that their actions are a reflection of their own insecurities, not a reflection of you. Number three, the toxic person, the negative influence in your life. Toxic people are those who drain your energy, leaving you feel emotionally exhausted and always seem to bring negativity into your life. They could be constantly complaining, spreading gossip, or undermining your confidence. Over time, being around them can start to wear you down and make you question your own happiness. So, what should you do? Distance yourself when possible. If someone is constantly negative and drains your energy, it's okay to step back. You don't owe anyone your time and energy if they're not adding positivity to your life. Sometimes creating some distance, whether physical or emotional, is the best way to protect your mental health, protect your mindset. Toxic people may try to inject their negativity into your worldview, but be conscious of your own thoughts and feelings when around them. Practice affirmations, stay grounded, and remind yourself of your own worth. Limit the time you spend with them. While you can't always avoid toxic people, you can control the amount of time you spend with them. And if someone constantly brings negativity into your life, be strategic about your interactions and keep them brief and to a point. Set boundaries and don't be afraid to enforce them. If you have a way to interact with a toxic person, make sure that you have clear boundaries in place. If they cross those boundaries, don't hesitate to call them out or walk away. Now, this is a good time to talk about the chess game. A while back, I was talking to somebody and they said, listen, if you have a person in your life that is extremely difficult and they're holding you back and you cannot get out of a situation, look at the situation like a chess game. Don't hurry up and try to get out of it because maybe you're stuck in the situation. Maybe it's a boss of a position that you're really trying to keep. Look at it as a chess game. Start making the moves to get out. It's not a checkers game where you need to do it immediately. This is a chess game. The long run is the goal. Number 4, the abuser. The manipulative, controlling, and harmful individual. Now, this is one where the chess game might not be applicable because, you got to get out of this. Abusive people, whether emotionally or physically or psychologically, are perhaps the most dangerous type of difficult person to deal with. They manipulate and control and exploit others for their own gain. Abuse doesn't just happen in intimate relationships. It can happen at work, families, or among friends. Abusers seek to break you down, and they make you doubt yourself and control your every move. What should you do? Recognize the signs of abuse. Recognize them, please. Abuse is never okay. Whether it's verbal abuse, emotional manipulation, or physical violence, and it's important to recognize the signs and understand that it's not your fault. If you're in immediate danger, seek help from a trusted friend or family member or the police. Call the authorities. Seek support. Abusive individuals thrive when they isolate their victims. Don't let them succeed in keeping you isolated. Reach out to trusted people in your life, or if needed, professional counselors or support groups. There is strength in seeking help. Please love yourself. Create a safety plan. If you're in an abusive situation, make a plan for how you can get out. This may involve packing a bag with essentials, identifying a safe place to go, and having a trusted contact that you can call. Remember, you are not responsible for their behavior. The abuse you face is not your fault. No one has the right to treat you poorly, and it's important to break free from the cycle of manipulation and control. You deserve safety, respect, and love. All 3. Number 5, other types of negative people: the drama king/queen, the chronic victim, the manipulator. I'd love to go through all of them. Along with the jerks, narcissists, toxic people, and abusers, there may be other types of individuals who make life more difficult. The drama king or queen thrives on conflict and attention. The chronic victim always believes the world is against them and never takes responsibility for their own role and problems. And the manipulator uses guilt, fear, and charm to get what they want. What should you do? The drama queen, stay calm. Don't feed the drama. Avoid getting pulled into unnecessary conflict. Refuse to engage in the chaos they create. For the chronic victim, encourage responsibility. Easier said than done, but let them know that you support them. But you won't enable their victim mentality. Gently remind them that they have the power to change their situation. The manipulator, stay aware of their tactics and don't allow them to control you. Be firm and assertive in your responses, and don't allow guilt to dictate your decision. Our final thoughts. Taking control of your response. I have a scenario right now where it's a very complex situation, and I have just decided to remove myself from it, and I'm about to get guilted, but I don't care. In all these scenarios, the key message is the same. You cannot control other people, but you can control how you respond. Don't let anyone, no matter how difficult, strip away your peace, your confidence, or your joy. Set the boundaries. Protect your energy and always choose to rise above the negative. I mean, I get it. People, teachers say that, just rise above it. But that phrase is your best friend. Remember, you're worthy of respect, kindness, and love. And difficult people may try to disrupt your life, but you have the power to decide how much space you give them. Don't let them steal your happiness. Stay strong. Stay focused. And always remember that your peace is worth fighting for.